just can't.
I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so hard to get it. And so hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, and so hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. Used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. Used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it. It's so hard to get it. It's so hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. I used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the one living in the fast lane. I used to be the one who only cried in the rain. I used to work so hard to get it, so hard to get it. I used to be the lost boy running insane. Used to be the ghost boy looking for fame. I used to work so hard to get it.
Sometimes a minute takes days and feelings fade when you don't want them to. I hope you won't throw the blame my way, but if you do, oh, are you looking for, looking for, looking for, looking for echoes? Are you looking for, looking for, looking for, looking for? is all you. swear this word is fucked up. Let's get fucked up, bitch, I'm fucked up, fucked up. You got me fucked up. Hey, let's get it. Life is fucked up. Let's get fucked up, bitch, I'm fucked up, fucked up. You got me fucked up. Okay, I'm sick in the head, and that nigga want me dead. Cause he wake up in the morning wanting beef while I get this bread. I'm in the pit with this Glock, wanna fight but I eat this leg. I got your bitch on my cock like, oh my god, I'll kill some black. I feel like Travis got him up in this bitch with the antidote. Smoking on some Fruity Loops, this gadget tastes like cantaloupe. I'm ripping with these choppers, I let them eat, they some cannibals. Houdini with this Glock, that boy vanished, it was so magical. Full effect, full effect, full effect, full effect. When I hear my best, what? Running up the check, yeah. I'm in full effect, full effect, full effect, full effect. Everybody in my motherfucking neck. I swear this word is fucked up. Let's get fucked up, bitch, I'm fucked up, fucked up. You got me fucked up. Hey, let's get it. Life is fucked up. Let's get fucked up, bitch, I'm fucked up, fucked up. You got me fucked up, but it's gonna be okay. Fucked up, every motherfucker ready to be the next big tag. I'm never the back, never never give a fuck about another pussy. Cause I'm in the motherfucker with a Mac in the Mac. Strike back, hit it with a bag, with a backpack, black mask, hit him with the black tap, kill a leg. Fast with a Mac, straight to the gas, give me that the motherfucker better give it the pack. Fuck the fact, you know your shot rock coming for your neck. Back, went from public place, I did never represented. I am not.
Music keeps me on alone. You got the feeling. The music keeps me singing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me on alone. You got the feeling. The music keeps me singing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing. Music keeps me dancing.
Hello and welcome to TTFL. We are at round 13 and unlucky for some, more than likely we are at Monaco. So 39 laps of follow the leader. And full quali. Welcome to the chat day. Yeah, I don't know who this French guy is, but it's his first time in, and he's got his de facto home race. Wishing him all the best in his first race. Hopefully he can show these lads what driving really is. Ignore that, waiting for them all to ready up. So whilst they're readying up, and I assume at least two of them are going to be getting in the fetal position because it's Monaco, we'll go through the standings. Casto has taken the lead after last week, sitting ahead of Zornicus by 8 points. Find the Pass holding on to third place, but Moyland in fourth is closing in on that third place. Frenzy keeping the battle at the top alive on 101 points. Martin in, oh, he is close actually, in 6 on 93. Then we've got a bit of a gap back to Mrs. Cole in 7th on 58 points. Zodak in 8th on 37. Steeled in 9th with 34 points. Scarito in 10th with 27. Tied with Camus on 27. Jake in 12th with 25 points. Speedy in 13th with 24 points, tied with Fake Jesus. Speedy won't be improving this week, and I don't think Fake Jesus will either, because neither of them are in the lobby. Jelly Kane or Dan Routh sitting in 15th with 15 points. Simseku in 16th on 11. Hyder in 17th on 9 points. Hobo in 18th with 4. And Wi-Fi and Gearshift both on 1 point. So in the teams standings, if you were rich enough to say Monaco is your home race, it would be nice. Evening, Terry. How you doing, mate? Oh, Fake Jesus left, so Fake Jesus definitely won't be improving. That's whose seat Day has taken over. So in constructors' standings, Ferrari have closed the gap to McLaren. McLaren still hold on to the lead with 363 points, but Ferrari are just behind on 310. Mercedes in third with 146. Then we've got a big drop back to Alfa Romeo in fourth on 67. Williams on 62, currently sitting in fifth. Most of those points coming from Mrs. Carl as opposed to Hobo. Alpha Tauri in 6 on 60 points. Alpine in 7th on 53. And a bit of a gap again down to Red Bull in 8th on 38. Haas in 9th with 33. And Aston Martin currently at the bottom with 13 points. So are these screens going to work? That one is, and that one is. So we have got weather data, and it is saying all clear at least for Q1. And have we got anyone on track? Let's get that one full. So it is Jake currently on track in the Alpine. I thought that was going to happen. Fuck you, F1. Sound is well down. Audio, there we are. Let's see how that sounds now. That's a bit better. And I also forgot to open that ready. Oh no, we have got car sound as Jake makes his way into the tunnel. Should be flat out all the way through, down to the braking zone for the Novell chicane. Manages to make it through without incident. Expecting to see quite a few drivers taking a wheel off, or at least one driver take a wheel off on the entry to the Novell. It's coming through Raskas now. And through the final two corners with DRS open, going to set our first time, a 1:13.3. So a decent time to start us off from Jake. Obviously the drivers have only got to get one timed run in this session, as we only have 15 drivers. No, it should be becoming 16 when Find the Pass comes online. Why has audio gone horrid? So Scarito just coming through the swimming. No, he's not. He's coming through Raskas. Gets the DRS open. Doesn't open it straight away. Wanted to get the back end under control, but goes through with a 1:13.0 to go to the top. What have I got? You mentioned. No, I don't want you like that. I want you like that. Thank you. So Mrs. Cole sets her time. We didn't see her do it, but a 1:12.4 takes her to the top. Simseku on track. A bit of contact there with the barrier. Looks to have got away with that though. Not showing any damage at the moment. Through Raskas. That's the DRS open nice and early, and now flat out to the line. Simseku a 17.4 on that first run. Expect to see some improvement as we go through qualifying. Jump back to Moyland, just coming into Raskas. Purple sector 2 for Moyland. That's the power down. Yeah, that Mercedes engine screaming. An 11.5 from Moyland takes him to the top. Setting the bar very high there. Stilled is currently on a lap, just making his way through Mirabeau and down to the hairpin. Random fact that gets thrown out every time we're at Monaco. That's the tightest corner on the F1 calendar. And Jake feeling comfortable on that 13.3, or just hoping Find the Pass does make it into the session and he gets knocked out. As Still does brush the barrier on the outside of Tabac. And right on cue, there is Find the Pass requesting an invite. There you go, sent one to you. Find the Pass. So it's still Tunise, even with that contact into back, goes through on a 13.1. So I've got the Wi-Fi button. Who did I just see without a wing? Wi-Fi just coming through Raskas. I seem to be picking everyone up pretty much at the end of their lap. A little bit of a wiggle as he got the DRS open, crosses the line, a 15.3. And here is our resident Frenchman. That's got to be commentator's curse. Jump on board, and he has to cut the chicane slightly, which does invalidate the lap. But we'll stay on board, see what his time would have been and what he goes for on his second run. So out of the final corner, hasn't opened the DRS, That would have been a 16.8, which would have been good enough for 8th. See what he can do this time around. Having up Beau Rivard. Now past the casino as we drop down towards the hairpin. Nice and tidy through the hairpin. That camera angle gives no sound for everyone, so that's going to be horrendous to watch. You're not going to hear people locking up into the hairpin. Now through the tunnel, second stab at the chicane, a lot cleaner that time around, keeps it within track limits. Down through to back, 54.6 through sector 2. Moylan's feeling confident on that 111.5. I think I'd feel confident on that one as well. Just the final straight to go. 13.5 for Day. Takes him up into 7th place. Didn't use DRS coming out of the final corner either, so still time to find for Day. Martin goes into 2nd on a 111.9. So that'll be Martin comfortably through. We've got Find the Pass and Shaunicus both on outlaps. Hobo just coming through the tunnel. Camus snuck up into 3rd as well. Didn't see that time go through. A 12.3 from Camus. Hobo through the swimming pool. There's Raskas. And the final 2 corners. That's Anthony Nogues, something like that. And Hobo crosses the line. A 14.6 takes him into 10th place. Find the Pass just coming out of the tunnel, looking very fast down towards the chicane. Through to back and the swimming pool. Either this is going to be an absolutely blinding time, or for some reason the cameras are making it look a lot faster than the other cars, and it is a blinding time. An 11.2 from Find the Pass takes him to the top of the board. His teammate Shaunicus just on his way through the hairpin. And I'm assuming the sound engineer for this track wanted you to hear that they've put a seagull in the background, which is why we get no car sounds as they come out of the hairpin. Oh, tap of the wall on the exit of the chicane for Shaunicus there, and he's opted to bail on it. He would have been alright, still carrying on and setting the time. Opting to back out and go for another run. Love to be able to go back and actually look at the replay from a different angle and see how much of a kiss on the wall that was. But limitations of F1, you can't do that. So again, with our 2nd place man in the championship, both Ferraris yet to come out on track. Zodak is on track and just ahead of Shaunicus as they head down towards the chicane, hairpin even. No seagull this time. Shaunicus currently sitting 13th, as even though he bailed on that previous lap, he'd kept it within limits, putting through with a 21.5. And Zodak bailing into the chicane. Whether he'd had a moment earlier on that we'd not seen. Wanted to give Thornicus as clear a run as possible. 8 seconds up through sector 2 for Thornicus. So this is going to be around the 113, 112 mark. DRS open. Now it's just a sprint to the line. Okay, I'll take back my 113, 112. A second clear of his teammate there. So 110.2. Will we see someone into the 109s before the end of Q1? Scarito on another outlap. Day, Wi-Fi and Hobo all on outlaps. I think Scarito is safely through where he sits. It doesn't need to go on this lap. We ride with Casto now as he comes up to the casino. And then drop down the hill towards the hairpin. An 18.5 through sector 1 for Casto. A little lock up on the way into the hairpin, but gets through without incident. Out of Portier and now heading through the tunnel. Into the chicane. Rides that curb beautifully on the inside apex. 52.5 from Casto through sector 2. Just Raskas and Anthony Noakes to go. And it's close to the barrier, just try and open up that turn in. Run to the line, a 110.8. Second driver into the 110s, and good enough for second. We've got Zodak and Frenzy both on outlaps. Day has pitted. Hobo has improved, moves up to 11th on a 13.4. Wi-Fi back on track. Looking for improvement as he goes through the casino. Look at his time at the bottom of the hill. 600ths down on his current time. So hopefully he can find some improvement in the middle and final sector. Nicely through Portier, out into the tunnel. Does sound nice as they go through the tunnel. Chicane, we'll get another sector mark as he exits to back. So 10th down now, he's lost more time through sector 2. Will be at risk a little depending what Zodak and Frenzy can do, and there won't be an improvement there, taking his wing off on the exit of the final corner. So it's down to Zodak and Frenzy what they can do. Zodak on the medium tyre, just coming into the swimming pool. A little wiggle on the exit there, but keeps it under control. DRS open, just the last bit of the straight to go, a 13.9. Only good enough for 15th. So what can Frenzy do? Frenzy needs to be looking for a 13.4 to guarantee a place, as Simseku has retired. And Frenzy goes through on a 12.6, takes him up into 8th and will be safely through to Q2. Casto getting stutters during his lap. Something you want to see. As Zodak's coming out of the tunnel through the chicane. Didn't see what his sector 1 time was. He needs to find 4/10 to be through. He's currently 3/10 up, so he needs a good clean final sector. through Raskas. A little bit of slip as he got back on the power. Looks to be tidy. Crosses the line. 13.3. That's good enough for 12th. That does mean the Wi-Fi button won't be taking part in Q2. Times at the from the middle to the back of the grid, half a second separating 9th and 16th. Very close at the back. Top two within 6/10. You've got second separating 3rd to 6th, 3rd to 7th pretty much. So the times are spread across the grid, but we have got what's lining up to be a few little battles throughout the grid. And there we go. Go for an onboard shot and the volume goes to hot. So confirmation Wi-Fi won't be taking part in Q2. I'm going to make myself a bit more comfortable. Only a couple of hundredths separating Dayzoo and Wi-Fi though. So unfortunate for Wi-Fi to miss out on that first run. So back for Q2 now. See who's going to be through to the pole position shootout. Again, still showing clear all the way through. That the weather really makes any difference to a Monaco setup. It's pretty much maximum downforce. But everyone is looking like they're getting out of the pits as quickly as possible. So is my weather old tyres time? Yeah, I still think you'll be safely through, find the pass. So both McLarens out. Oh, stop yawning. Out on track. Moyland, Casto, Mrs. Cole, Camus, Hobo, Zodak, all on track. Looks like there's that Day coming out as well. There's the Simseku, Frenzy, Scorito, Steele and Martin in the pits. And as I say that, I can see Alfa Romeo and a Ferrari heading down the pit lane. So let's jump to Casto, who's managed to get through to the front of the queue. No one else leaving the pits at the moment, so we'll have a clear run in front of him. Hopefully the stutters he's been experiencing don't cause him any issues during this lap. Heading up towards the casino. A little touch of the wall there. Car is looking a little jumpy. Hopefully we're not going to have more connection issues. They seem to have plagued some of the top drivers through the season so far. Casso, Martin and Thornicus all falling foul of connection issues, dropouts, AI being stupid for the split seconds it has control. 51.9 through sector 2 for Casso. He really is pushing on this lap. Out of the final corner, got the DRS open, and Casto does break into the 109, so 109.7, almost a second faster than his Q1 time. Mrs. Cole with the 12.5 goes into second place. And Thornicus does a 10.6, and it sounds like he may have hit the wall there. No, he's still got his wing, so I think he was just trying to keep clear of other cars that were starting their lap. So Moyland into third on a 10.9. Zodak it's fifth on a 13.3. Frenzy just coming through the swimming pool. Jake goes into fifth on a 13.1. Alpha Tauri, that's Camus on an 11.8. Good time from Camus there, takes him into fourth. Martin's just starting his out lap. That's probably Simseku going through. No, Simseku's behind. 12.2 for Frenzy takes him into fifth. Scarito's starting his lap. That's Casto coming back into the pits. Simseku just coming down to the hairpin. Day coming through the tunnel. Find the pass coming to the line. 1:11.6 from Find the Pass on the old tyres. Find the Pass sitting in fourth. Simseku's invalidated. Day just coming through the final corner. Still not using DRS on the exit. 13.9. So it takes Day into 10th. Jake's retired from the session. Not sure if that's because he's found a wall or retired in the pits. Just through the hairpin, coming into the tunnel. Major cramp in my foot. So drop down to the Nouvelle chicane. It's a right-hand apex, a little bit wider than some of the others. And they really are chucking it across that curb. 53.1 through sector 2 for Martin. And invalidated. Why did that invalidate? They clipped the barrier? It's unfortunate. So Martin will have to run again. Hobo just starting his lap. Moyland feeling confident on that 10.9. Simseku through the final corner now. Just the run to the line to go. A 12.9 from Simseku takes him up into 8th. Stilled through the Nouvelle chicane. Round to back of 53.4. Through sector 2, 4 stilled. Stop bloody yawning, man. The final corner to go, gets the DRS open, run towards the line and goes into 7th on a 12.1. Jake on that 13.1 currently sits on the bubble. Scarito's done a 14.8, which takes him into 13th. Martin on an out lap, who's just gone through there. That's Hobo. Completes his lap with a 12.5, 5 thousandths faster than his teammate to take him into 8th, and that confirms Jake won't be making it through to Q3. Good evening, Matthew, as we're using full names. Hoping to nail a lap in Q3. Yeah, you've got to get out and get a gap. You don't really want anyone in front of you. You want to just concentrate on your lap. I'm sure you'll get a strong one in. You're not far off Thornicus at the moment. So Martin is on an out lap, trying to keep out of the way of those around him. Keep missing apexes by a foot. Well, put the VR on and then you'll really be able to see where the apex is. Oh, Jesus, my beers are running out. Only want some within 10 metres of it. Too black. Yeah. I wouldn't like to run this. Unless you can see crystal clear, I wouldn't like to run Monaco in VR. I remember running it last season with the triples and it was good. But it was clear, so that obviously helps. So Martin just coming through. That's not Martin I've gone to, that's Casto. There's Martin coming through the Novelle chicane. Casto still having some frame drops. Hopefully it does start to settle down for him. Martin crosses the line, and 11.9, only good enough for 10th for Martin. So he's going to have to go again if he wants to be sure of getting through to Q3. Still suffering with very high front tyre wear. I'm sure the softs round here do get eaten quite quickly. It's one of those races you've got to try and take the hard as far as possible and put the softs on for a sprint at the end. Hope for a late safety car to help you as well. Track position being so important around here. It is possible to pass people. You've got to be so confident in your car positioning and in the person you're trying to overtake. So Casto improves on his second run. Still the 109.7s. We're getting closer to a 109.6. So on the bubble, Martin's currently in the pits. Hobo sits in 11th and is on an out lap. Day currently in the pits. Simseku just started a lap at 12.9. It's a time he's got to improve on if he wants to get into Q3. Needs to find a second. It's currently an 11.9 gets you into Q3. You're going to be probably wanting to be 11.5 to be safe. So stay with Simseku as he comes. That's not going to help. It's got away without damage, or appears to be away without damage. But that's going to have written this lap off. as Hobo is back on track. Where we put that on? That one. Oh, that one. Hobo currently a 10th up through sector 1. Just coming out of the hairpin and through Portier, and then bailing as we enter the tunnel. Who's coming through behind? That was Martin on an outlap. Hobo must be looking to go for another run. Days back out on track on an outlap. Simseku through Portier, now going through the tunnel. Needs to get this entry right. Does get it better. It's a little bit compromised through the right-hander of the chicane. 2/10 up through sector 2. Needs a blistering final sector if he wants to be sure of getting through to Q3. Run to the line at 12.3, so he does find another 4/10 in sector 3. Not enough. That takes him up into 11th. Hobo's invalidated the current lap. I don't think Hobo's going to have time to get back round and start another run. Days in the pits, so won't be going through. Scarito just come in through the final corner. Right to the curb on the exit. Nearly collects a barrier but gets away with it. Does improve. Only good enough for a 14.6, so that's only good enough for 15th. Martin nigh on a second up through sector 2, so Martin will be moving up the order, and he does a 10.7 from Martin, takes him into 3rd, make that 4th as Find the Pass goes into 3rd with a 10.7 as well. Simseku, Hobo, Day all not making it through and not able to start another lap. Scarito 3.5 seconds down, so isn't going for this lap. Camus broke his car. Camus had a moment on the entry to the pits. Not sure what happened there to Camus, but is intense and will be through to Q3. One across the line. Just waiting for the Alpha Tauris to be rolled back into the pit boxes. So at the end of Q2, we will be saying goodbye to Simseku, Hobo, Daizu, Jake, and Scarito. So come on then, chat. Who's your money on for pole? I think the battle for pole is going to be close. We'll wait and see who gets through. Whilst this is loading, I will be back in time for Q3, hopefully. Back in time before anyone's actually completed an outlap, so that's good. We want that one on. Is that Casto out in front? It is. Moyland has got some free air, but he has got a Red Bull just behind. Ryan going for a prediction of Casto to take pole by 0.3, very specific, 0.387 seconds. So we'll see how it looks at the end. No prizes on offer, but we will see. Let me get in the right chat to make sure I can see if anyone needs an invite. So Casto just comes out of the tunnel and into the chicane, considering running simulation damage, running that sausage curb as hard as he dares. 51.4 through sector 2, again with quite heavily hitting the sausage curbs as we come out of the swimming pool. Crosses the line, improved again, a 109.2, takes him straight to the top. Moyland will be the next to cross the line. 52.5 through sector 2 for Moyland. 110.8 takes him into second. Zodak on a 12.4 goes into third. Then we've got the McLaren of Find the Pass, followed. No, Thornicus has invalidated. So Find the Pass on his first run, an 11.3. Thornicus was a 17.3. I'm assuming he invalidated early in the lap, just like that. And Sandovo, a little bit too much. So where is Martin? Just coming up to the casino. Frenzy coming through, an 11.6 from Frenzy takes him into fourth. Stilled has invalidated. Casto coming back into the pits. Camus is in the pits. So Martin's cleared. Thornicus and Mrs. Cole. Yes. So Martin through to back into the swimming pool. Not literally, thankfully, but a little bit of contact there with the barrier on the outside. Same barrier that took out Leclerc's front wheel after he set pole time. And Martin into third on an 11.1. Mrs. Cole finds herself sitting in sixth on a 12.2. Thornicus going for what will be a third run on these tyres. Little bit of contact there with the outside barrier. Doesn't seem to have caused him too many issues. As we drop down to the first split, an 18.3 through sector 1 for Thornicus. Out into the hairpin. Into the tunnel. Got a car just ahead, but shouldn't cause him too many issues. Through the chicane, keeping it within track limits. Alfa Romeo holding to the left side of the track, trying to keep as far out of the way as possible. A 51.6 through sector 2. A couple of tenths off of Casto's sector 2 time. Williams and Mrs. Cole pulling into the pits. It won't hold him up as he runs to the line. 19.9. So 7 tenths off of Casto at the moment, but that was his third run on that set of tyres. It must have really fueled that up. Thank you for the sub, Duckface. It's 9 months you've subbed me. That's mega. And your message of go Moyland. Yeah, we know Moyland. We know what he can do round Monaco. And it is one of those tracks where it's going to be difficult to pull a gap, I think. Unless you are just quali lap after quali lap. You're going to have to at some point start running a little bit conservatively. I'm sure Moyland can find improvement. Currently sitting third as he starts his next timed run. Snap under traction as he came out of the casino. Looks to have got away with it. I'm not sure if that's a genuine lockup or just the game being the game. Drops through Mirabeau and Portier into the tunnel. I'd love to have DRS through this tunnel. And down to the chicane. As Casto improves on his next run. Not quite into the 108s, but only a couple of thousandths away. While I was looking at that, I missed what Moyland's split was through Sector 2. That's the final corner, and the DRS is open as he runs to the line, keeping it as tight to the right as possible. Does find 4/10, but stays in third place. We've got Martin on an out lap. Zodak is starting his lap 7/10 down. He's bailed on this one because he's turned the ERS off. Camus invalidated. So still yet to set a lap. Camus, guessing, is going to be going for another run. Yellow flag through Sector 2. Seems to have cleared. Looks like Frenzy coming out. Martin's back out on an out lap. As Camus drops through Mirabeau. And through Portier and into the tunnel. Nicely through the chicane. Let's be a little skittish under traction coming out of the chicane, but doesn't touch the barrier. Now through Raskas. It's the final corner to go. DRS open. Try and keep it as tight to the barrier as you can on the right hand side. And 11.2 takes Camus up into 6th place. As Stilled starts his out lap. So Moyland will likely be on his way back in. Shaunicus is on an out lap. Casto in the pits. Martin is on a lap, I believe. Zodak's retired from the session. Oh, that was a big impact for Zodak. It's on the outside of the swimming pool. May well have caught Martin out a little. But Martin does improve, finds 4/10 through that. I wonder if he is not going to have time to get round and do another run though. So Martin sitting in 4th. Moyland is not going for another run because his ERS is flashing away. This is Cole, 2 seconds down in Sector 1. Frenzy just coming through the chicane. Got Casto just behind on his out lap. This is Cole keeping well out of the way there. It's good to see how well everyone is doing with trying their best not to impede other drivers. No improvement for Frenzy that time around. Has got time to go for another run. Moyland won't be improving. Thornicus just come in through the swimming pool. Find the Pass does improve, moves up to third with a 110.1 as Thornicus crosses the line. 109.348. So currently 346 off of Casto. Casto needs to do a little bit of work now to try and make Zodak's prediction come true. It's scarily close as it is. Can Casto find another couple of hundreds? He needs, what, 3, 4, so he needs 41 thousandths of an improvement. He's got 31 of them. He needs to find another hundredth in Sector 3. So Casto to the line. A 108.997. He actually lost time in Sector 3 there. Martin, yes, that was a DNF car in the barrier through the swimming pool. I did catch it on stream as you went through. You actually I think you ran his wing over on the entry to swimming pool. But Casto takes pole with a 108.997, 0.351 faster than Thornicus. Right, that call by Zodak of a 387, I'll give you that. That's just brilliant. And can you also tell me what the lottery numbers will be? Thornicus will line up alongside with Find the Pass and Moyland on the second row. Martin and Frenzy take up the third row. Mrs. Cole and Camus on the fourth row. And I completely missed who was on the fifth row. I know one of them, Zodak. I think it was Still Sneeze as well. So I hope you are all sitting comfortably. If you are driving, then you need to be paying attention on this one. You've got 39 laps of Monaco to do. And just remember, as we have seen multiple times over the last few iterations of this game, chances of a safety car at Monaco are almost zero. Even if there are cars completely blocking the tracks, you all need to be keeping an eye on your map. If you see yellow flags, you need to be lifting and looking ahead. So we are waiting on the drivers to set their strategy. Find the Pass predicting Casto will walk this. It's not a given, it's Monaco. Ooh. I like your prediction, Zodak. I'm not going to read it out, but I like it. So here we are with the formation lap, and let's see what tyre everyone has gone for. So we've got a mixed bag this week. Casto on the medium. Hobo and Jake disqualified already. Casto on the medium, Thornicus on the hard, Find the Pass and Moyland on the medium, Martin on the hard tyre, Frenzy and Mrs. Cole on the medium, Camus on the hard, Zodak going aggressive on the soft tyre, Stilled on the hard, Simseku and Hobo on the medium, Deizu on the hard, Cake on the soft, going aggressive as well, Scarito and Wi-Fi on the hard. Unless we do have a safety car, I am expecting this to be a one-stop race. I think the medium and the hard can go quite far into the race. Whether they can get the mediums long enough to go for a soft, I think that might be a push. I'd expect to see those starting on the hards looking to go to the soft towards the end of the race. Oh, I love your confidence in Moylan Duckface. As the drivers do start to line up on the grid, Martin just trying to push the limits a little bit too far, as with Simseku. So I can't see the lights, but I can hear them. And it's lights out and away we go. Casso off to a good start, covering off Cornicus into Sandovo. But I'm going to look down and see if we see any carnage behind. It looks like everyone has made it through without incident. Jake's got the jump on Hobo and Day. So Jake up 2 places already. Wi-Fi getting the jump on Simseku as well, but at the front it's as we were. Casto leads Cornicus over Find the Pass, followed by Moyland, Martin, Frenzy, Mrs. Cole, Camus, Zodak, Stilled and Simseku as we go through the tunnel for the first time. A little bit of contact with the wall there for Martin means that Frenzy tags the back of his car as he runs slowly out of the exit. Looks like Martin got away without damage. Frenzy though is carrying no front wing and drops all the way to the back of the order, so will be coming in for a very early stop. Jake already into the pits. Has Jake got damage? No damage on Jake's car, just coming in to get onto the hards. As Frenzy does the same. Martin's out. Martin is properly out as well, and we're under VSC, so on the exit of the casino, Martin finds himself into the wall. So our first retirement. This will help Frenzy somewhat gain a little bit of time back over the pack. But out in front, Casso, Cornicus, Find the Pass and Moyland have got a 5-second lead over 5th place. We are under VSC, so everything should remain fairly stable. Mrs. Cole though heading what's going to form into a DRS train from 5th all the way down to 13th. Still under the VSC. Waiting for this to go green. Drive-through penalty for Day speeding under VSC. So just quick caught out by the Delta as we go back to green. And then we've lost Stilled into the Sandovo. So it looks like he's gone straight on and we are another VSC. So lap 3, VSC 2. So we've lost Martin and Stilled in two separate incidents. His front four, well, they can't really do much about the gap behind. They've just got to drive to the delta. It looks like Frenzy's been back into the pits and put the mediums back on. So we are back underway and DRS is enabled. Cornicus find the pass and Moyland all close enough to one another to get the DRS, help try and rein Casto back in a bit as we go through Casino. The top four making it through. No, Moyland having a moment on the exit of Casino, manages to keep it out of the wall and doesn't look to have picked up any damage from that. But needs to try and get that back end under control if he wants to challenge for the podium places. He's dropped over a second back from where he was with Find the Pass. Starting to close it up a little through the tunnel. See further back, Day has served the drive-through, and that's brought him back out behind Jake, who had that early pit stop. Not lost too much ground in that, although they are 8 seconds off the back of Scorito. Casso takes the fastest lap off first proper green running lap with a 1:12.1 and has broken out of the DRS of Thornicus and Find the Pass. Moyland starting to close the gap a little to Find the Pass. So we have a bit of tyre smoke from Thornicus into the hairpin. No, that would have been tyre smoke from Casso. Sorry, we're on board with Thornicus. As good as the real commentary team not knowing who they're looking at. Looks like Still's exit may have been down to contact with Zodak, and Still apologising in the Discord. Sonicus closing into the DRS, but a poor exit from Raskas is going to allow Casto to pull away and open the gap back up. Moyland just on the 1 second mark of Find the Pass, so closing back in after his poor exit from Casino a couple of laps ago. Mrs. Coles managed to open a couple of second gap over Camus, who drops him Seku by 6 seconds. Hobo runs in 8th at the moment, a couple of seconds back from Simseku and almost 3 seconds ahead of Wi-Fi. And Scorito in the final points position at the moment, with plenty of clear air behind him. Jake and Day still on the lead lap, but almost half a lap down on top four, who are all within DRS. So I looked at the time in there, they were all within 7/10 of each other. Casto through Raskas again. Thornicus, a little bit of sliding as he gets under, gets the power down coming out of Raskas. It was close enough to get the DRS, which has helped close that gap down to Casto. It's now 7/10 as they make their way up to the Casino. Moyland on the back of this battle as well, waiting to try and take advantage of any mistakes in front. Although depending what mistakes happen, it could be quite difficult trying to find a way past, especially if someone bounces off the barrier. Mrs. Cole holds on to 5th place still, followed by Camus, Simseku. Hobo in 8th currently, with Wi-Fi and Scarito still in those final 2 points positions. Jake is starting to close in towards Scarito. Gap coming down slowly. Zodak running in 13th. No one behind to worry Zodak at the minute. He can concentrate on just putting tidy laps in rather than trying to push too hard. Frenzy currently in 14th after... Oh, we pressed the wrong button again. How many stops is we had? That's not the one we want, it's that one. So 2 stops for Frenzy so far. Zodak and Drake both having 1 stop. Day having that drive through doesn't count as a stop, but it has meant he's dropped off of the pack. Button, that button. So, but back at the front, Sornicus getting ever closer to the back of Casto as we go through the chicane. Moyland right on the back of Find the Pass. Looks like Find the Pass had a moment going through to back, which has resulted in a bit of contact between him and Moyland. Moyland losing an end plate, and that's going to hurt him around here. Both coming into the pits. Moyland will be taking a front wing, and I'm sure Find the Pass will as well. Find the Pass also now carrying body damage. I'm not sure if that's from the barrier. Didn't look like it would have been from Moyland, as it was Moyland's wing to his rear wheel. Find the Pass being jumped in the pit stop there. Moyland managing to get out just ahead, so that will please Moyland, but that does drop them back behind Mrs. Carl. No, back behind Hobo even. Back behind the other Williams, so they're down in 7th and 8th with a lot of work to do to try and close back to Casto and Sornicus. Sornicus still on the back of Casto, not letting him run away with this one. It opened the gap early on, possibly taking advantage of the VSCs and being able to get back on the power at the right time when they went green. Sornicus has been steadily chipping away at that gap. Being able to run with the DRS down the start-finish straight will help him keep Casto in striking distance. So with Moyland and Find the Pass dropping down the order, Mrs. Cole finds herself running in 3rd, followed closely by Camus. Camus has closed that gap up a bit over the last few laps. Craig, F1 gods, make it rain. I mean, I'd love to see rain, but there's nothing on the radar at the moment. I mean, if this was iRacing, we'd have a proper radar with a 15-minute breakdown. As we did for the Sebring 12-hour last weekend. I'll tell you what, rain in that is the big leveller. So Mrs. Cole through the Nouvelle chicane, opening the gap back to Casto slightly. Hobo losing out through the tunnel to both Moyland and Find the Pass. I wonder if that was a bit tactical, knowing he's not in the battle with these two. Moyland now on the back of Simseku as they come through the swimming pool. Find the Pass is holding on to the back of this as well. Simseku a little bit squirrely, under power coming out of Raskas. Moyland with the DRS looking to go round the outside into Sandoval. Goes for the move, gets it done. Find the Pass not able to follow through, so this could work in Moyland's favour as they make their way up towards the casino. find the pass, looking left, looking right, trying to find his way past Simseku, but can't get it done. Whilst find the pass is held up behind Simseku, Moylan's pulled over a second and a half in front as he goes back on the chase of the front runners. Evening, Hepburn, how you doing? You'll be pleased to see Zodak still running. It's Monaco, so he's still running, so that's good, and he is just outside the points at the moment. But still a long way to go as Find the Pass does get past Simseku coming through the chicane, but is 3.5 seconds back on Moyland. So half a lap stuck behind Simseku has cost Find the Pass quite a bit of time there. He is running with body damage as well, so that's going to hurt him as he now goes in pursuit. Moyland 9 seconds off the back of Camus. Cornicus and Casto still running within a couple of tenths of one another. Expect to see this battle carry on for the whole race as Cornicus takes a lot of the sausage curb there, trying to get the best line out of the swimming pool, and Casto into the pit. So Casto pits on lap 12 from the medium tyre. Slow stop there as it looked like the Ferrari were adding a bit of front wing on for Casto, or maybe even taking a bit off. That stop means Mrs. Cole and Camus both go through. Moyland just coming down the start-finish straight now. So where's that bring Moyland gap-wise? So he's 2.5 seconds off the back of Casto. So it'll be interesting to see now Moyland on the hard tyre. Yeah, and has already stopped, so Moyland with his tyres up to temp. Can he close Casto down and get the move done before Casto gets to the back of Camus? Cornicus started on the hard tyre, so needs to really extend as far as possible and hope this gap back to Casto stays over a pit stop. Camus still looking at the back of Mrs. Cole as Hobo and Simseku swap places. So Hobo up into 7th. Simseku picks up a penalty. Wondering if he ran deep through the chicane there. Scorito and Wi-Fi button right on the back of Simseku as well. So this battle for 7th. It goes back to 10th place. Frenzy up into 11th, so he's got past Zodak somewhere. Day is closing in towards Jake. They're still 10 seconds off the back of Zek. Spit your words out, man. Off the back of Zodak. Cornicus has extended the gap back to Mrs. Cole as we just jump back to Mrs. Cole and Casto. See Casto go through on the entry to the chicane as Moyland gets past Camus as well. So Moyland up into 4th and chasing down Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole peels into the pits, which will help Moyland because he'll get the DRS having been close enough. Will help him try and chase down Casto. And now is where it gets interesting. How long can Cornicus keep this gap around the 20-second mark? Mrs. Cole is making her way out of the pits, comes out just in front of her teammates. So Mrs. Cole currently in 6th. Camus yet to stop. Let's find the pass. That body damage has got to be hurting him. He's 5.5 seconds off the back of Camus. When Moyland cleared Simseku, he gained 3.5 seconds by the time Find the Pass had cleared Simseku. So he's now trying to do quick math, 8.5 seconds up the road. So he's gained 5 seconds over Find the Pass. Whilst battling through traffic as well. Castro is definitely on one though. Fastest lap last time around has taken 3 seconds out of Thornicus's lead, and that time is dropping a tenth every time it updates. So Simseku comes into the pits. Frenzy just coming down the start finish straight, goes back into the points positions. Simseku just making his way out of the pits as Jake goes through. I think Day's had a moment somewhere. He's dropped right off the back of Jake. Currently running in 14th, and I think is now a lap down as Thornicus is just going through Sandovo. So Thornicus into Casino. Castro's got that down to 15 seconds. It's taken a couple of seconds out of Thornicus's advantage. Thornicus does need to be watching these gaps somewhat. He's not careful when he does come into pit. He's going to be coming out behind Moyland. As Hobo comes into the pits from 7th place. They are waiting there with the front wing as well, so it's going to be a slow stop for Hobo as they fit that front wing. Simseku goes through. Well, Zodak's back in the pits, so Hobo comes out in 12th. Zodak was 13th, but Day goes through, so Zodak down to 14th now. Back at the front, Castro's got that gap down to under 13 seconds in the space of a lap. He's taken 2 seconds out of Thornicus. Having the clear air certainly working in his favour. Thornicus, though he is out in front, has been having to fight his way past lapped cars. So maybe that's what caused some of the issue. Is what's happened there? Castro's dropped massively off pace. Castro's picked up a shed load of body damage, locks up into Nouveau, has allowed Moyland through. Have we got... It's not showing a puncher, but his tyre temps are bizarre. Front right is absolutely stone cold. Rear left is cold. He can't control the car. What the... I think he has got a puncher. Fucking graphic don't show it, but that is a puncher for Castro. Finally getting on board and see a puncher. At least they've done something with the graphics. Just a shame my other graphics didn't really help there. So Castro comes back out the pits. He is now carrying floor damage. and back out into 6th place. Moylan's got the jump on Thornicus. Thornicus now stopped. Thornicus must have stopped. Oh. We want that one. Yes, Thornicus has stopped. So Moyland takes the lead after the pit stop phase. Thornicus running in 2nd. Camus in 3rd. On the pass in 4th, starting to close that gap down to Camo a little now. But Simseku has put it on the wall, in the wall on the exit of the swimming pool. Deizu comes through. Who's Deizu battling with Thornicus? Not sure what happened to Thornicus there. He seemed to lose time to Moyland. Find the pass coming up to the casino. No further damage for Find the Pass. Moyland picked up floor damage as well. The top 4 all carrying floor damage. Top 5, 6, 7. Scarito is the only one in the top 8 without floor damage. Wi-Fi button without damage. Jake's got damage. Hobo's got damage. Zoo's got away without any damage at the moment. And Zodak no damage. So sim damage is really showing its head today. Thornicus is starting to eat into that advantage of Moyland as Camus is into the pit. So our top 3 on track are actual positions now. I've got pit stop cars to get in the middle of that as Casto makes the move on Mrs. Cole. So Casto back up to 4th as he goes on a recovery drive after picking up that puncture. Only 5 seconds to find the pass. Got 18 laps to go. Thornicus closing that gap down to Moyland on the fresher tyre. Moyland having stopped much earlier and on the hard tyre. Thornicus on the faster medium. Will want to clear Moyland as quickly as possible. As the DRS as they go down the start finish, Thornicus taking the fastest lap in 11.6. Got an Aston Martin just come out of the pits. Need to be looking in those mirrors as he'll be getting the blue flags. And does see the blue flags and moves well out of the way. Casto though not giving up on the fight for the podium, takes the fastest lap off of Thornicus with a 1:10.8 and he is on the back of Find the Pass as they go into the casino. Looks down the inside as they go towards the hairpin. Can't make it done on the entry. Get a better camera angle so we can actually hear what's going on through the hairpin. Drop down to Portier. Casso looking to get a better drive off of Portier as they go through the tunnel side by side down into the entry of the chicane. We have contact between Casso and Find the Pass. Looks like Casso didn't really leave enough space for Find the Pass being on the inside. Find the Pass picked up wing damage during that, and Casso didn't pick up any wing damage but did pick up a bit more floor damage. Both staying out. So the fight continues over this final podium place. Castro with the DRS sticking to the inside as they go down towards Sandoval. Side by side through Sandoval. Find the pass, managing to hold on. But Castro looks to have got the better drive up the hill. Now into Casino. Find the pass, just holding on in front. Castro's car looking very squirrely under traction. Side by side into the Maribot, now through the chicane, the hairpin, and Castro has managed to make it through, but Moylan's out. Don't know where it's happened. But Moylan has DNF'd. Binned it. Thrown away a good points haul. I know you're in the stream, Moyland. What the hell happened? R.I.P. Find the pass into the pits. I'm guessing that wing damage just wasn't drivable anymore. Clipball on entry to the chicane. Damn. Tiny contact as well. It doesn't have to be a big contact. That chicane's horrendous. It will just rip a wheel off. Gutted for you, mate. You were doing really well. So, Cornicus has got a pit stop in hand at the moment. Maybe worth... Oh, I don't think we'll get 14 laps out of the softs. But maybe worth Cornicus thinking about a stop in a few laps for the softs, just to try and keep that gap to Castro. Although Castro looking very uneasy under traction. Car stepping around. I don't know if that's is genuine car control or if it's iffy connection. I know he said earlier on he was having frame drops. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Gap maintaining at 26 seconds at the moment. Mrs. Cole is currently running in the final podium position. Camus is definitely not going to let her have it for free. He is still pushing to try and find a way back past. So we're running close all through the first stint. Went for different pit stop strategies as Camus tries to take it down the inside of the chicane. They both get through the entry of the chicane okay, but contact on the exit brings them both together. Camus picks up wing damage. Mrs. Cole picks up extra floor damage through that. Not sure who was to blame for that one. Looks like Mrs. Cole didn't quite leave enough space on the inside as they were side by side. Oh, God's sake, Sonicus, sort your connection out, man. That's cost you a couple of seconds and I didn't even see the fact you dropped, so I do apologise for not getting an invite across. But I'm guessing as Moylan's in a party with you, he got you the invite quickly. Camus pitted to replace that front wing. Brings him out in 7th place behind his teammate. Castro's got the gap down to 22 seconds as Day picks up another penalty. Find the pass. He's got 9 seconds to find to Mrs. Cole if he wants to try and challenge for the final podium position. Mrs. Cole's floor in slightly worse condition than Find the Pass. Frenzy up into 5th after those early pit stops. Scarito in 6th. Camus 5 seconds back, 4 seconds back, sorry, on Scarito. Jake finds himself running in 8th. So the league's Eeyore, who hates this track, is running in the points. Wi-Fi in 9th. Zodak up into 10th, so in the final points position. Has got Hobo for company. So we'll need to keep an eye on those mirrors. Hobo on the soft tyre. Can't see those getting to the end, Hobo. I suppose anything is possible. And they having a fairly quiet race. Running in 12th. And still running, which is a bonus as Zodak's lost ground to Hobo. So Zodak's lost 10th place. I wonder if he had to bail there for blue flags as well. It's going to have Casto coming through. No, that's not Casto coming through. That was Frenzy. So 5th place has just lapped 11th. Zodak into the pits. Not for a wing, just for tyres. So Zodak going to have some work to do if he wants to try and get that final point. Thornicus lost a couple of tenths over the last couple of laps to Casto, but nothing major. 10 laps to go. Casto not closing as quick as he was earlier on. Mrs. Cole is going to be coming under pressure from Find the Pass very shortly. Evening T, how are you doing? Find the Pass trying to find a way through at that was the swimming pool. As we go through Raskas, he'll have DRS on Mrs. Cole. Can he make the move up to Sandoval? I think he's a little bit too far back. Thornicus has left the session again. Trying to get an invite. There we go. Invite sent. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I've been enjoying the fact it's been a bank holiday, even if I've been working as Find the Pass gets the move done into Mirabeau. So it's clear in front before the hairpin. So Find the Pass back into the podium spots. Thornicus is back with us, but that connection drop unfortunately means he's lost 3 seconds to Casto. Which isn't what he'll want to be happening. Casto now 17.5 seconds back. We've got 9 laps to go. Hopefully Thornicus can stay connected. Not lose out due to AI inadequacies. Yeah, glad to have you here. It's not been massively eventful. Had a couple of early DNFs. Well, lap 1 there was a DNF and a VSC. We got back going again, and then there was another DNF and a VSC. We've since had 2 more DNFs, but no more signs of any sort of safety car. But everyone's been in the wars. You can see on the tyre and car data, pretty much everyone in the top As Frenzy and Mrs. Cole trade places into the chicane, and Thornicus disconnects again. And is back in. So where were we? Miss Cole, Camu, Scarito, Jake. So all the way down to 9th before you've got a car running with no damage at the moment. Then you've got Hobo, Zodak, both with damage, and Day in 12th with no damage. So only 2 cars without damage. AI, seriously, connection is doing my head in. And this is killing Thornicus's lead, as the AI will now be back in control. Sent the invite, is back in. Joins as you go through Sandover, not somewhere you really want to be taking back control of the car. So his lead is now down to 11 seconds, and a couple of laps ago it was nigh on 20. Castro will be looking at the Thornicus is disconnected. Thornicus is joined and praying that it allows him to catch back up. Find the pass, holding on to 3rd place. Massive damage across the floor of that car. Frenzy's carrying floor damage. Find the pass got body damage as well, so he's going to be having an absolute mare around here. Frenzy trying to close it down. Camu running in some free air. Mr. Cole's been back in the pits. Thornicus has disconnected and reconnected again. I didn't even see him drop again. That gap now down to 5 seconds. And it seems to be the way of this season. The connection issues have just hammered the top 3 or 4 drivers. Not sure what happened there. It looks like Thornicus wanted to go in the casino and put a... I'm going to guess he was going to put his money on red. And how quickly Castro's closing him down. Due to these connection issues and AI just doing AI things when it does take control. I think it forgets it's got 8 gears. Now that's going to hurt Thornicus as well, picking up a 3-second penalty with Castro only just over 3 seconds back. He is jumping all over the place. His connection is, Jesus Christ, inside the barrier of Raskas there. I knew that was coming. Just knew it was coming with how the car was jumping around there. I sent the invite again. But while we wait for Thornicus to retake control of the car, this is going to allow Castro to close up even more. And if Thornicus isn't back in quickly, Castro is going to take control of the race again. Got gap down to a second. I'm not seeing it flash. Thornicus is back in. I think we're going to see a move from Castro here on the AI of Thornicus through the tunnel. And if not in the tunnel, it's going to be on the exit as they go down to the Nouveau chicane. He cuts to the inside, gets the car in front. The AI of Thornicus making contact on the right-hander. That's given Castro even more body damage, but I've not seen that Thornicus is back in again yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not back in to see the AI pit this lap. Oh, it doesn't. But that is Castro back into the lead. Sonicus will find himself in second place. Find the Pass still holds on to third, although Frenzy is just behind and looking to find a way past. So they make their way into the swimming pool. And down to Raskas. Frenzy will have the DRS on the exit. Will he be close enough to go for a move into Sandoval? Thornicus has rejoined. Has lost 3.5 seconds to Casto. I think with the way the connections are going, the win is... He's got that penalty as well. The win's definitely out of touch for Thornicus now. So this is going to allow Casto to extend that lead at the top of the standings. Oh, I can't spit my words out now. So Frenzy still not able to find a way past, find the pass. Everyone else is quite spread out. Scarito's just behind Mrs. Cole. Scarito up 8 places on the start. So a good race for Scarito. Obviously we have lost 4 drivers already. But notwithstanding, Scarito managing to keep going. Half the battle with Monaco is just getting to the checkered flag. As we're going to see Day being lapped by Thornicus as we go into the tunnel. Day pulls over to the right, keeping well out of the way. Showing great awareness. Casto just coming through the chicane. Casto's going to be happy with this overall result, having picked up a puncher earlier and almost losing the car multiple times as he tried to nurse it back to the pits. I will be asking him in the Discord afterwards what happened on that, so I didn't catch it on stream. So lap 37, definitely won't be having a safety car again. I mean, it was almost guaranteed not to have an actual safety car. Frenzy picks up a 3-second penalty, so that's going to hinder any progress he would have made if he cleared Find the Pass. Just 2 laps to go. I don't think he would have been able to pull a 3-second gap if he can find the way past. Even with the DRS, Find the Pass is able to cover that off. It's been a good recovery drive from Find the Pass, considering the damage he's been carrying and a couple of incidents he's been caught up in. So he won't be best pleased with how the race has gone, but I'm sure a 3rd place on the podium will ease his pain a little. I'm looking through the grid to see if there are battles anywhere else, but everyone else is pretty spread out now. Guessing Thornicus is committed to 2nd place. Comes into the pits to put the softs on. Guess he's going to try and go for a fastest lap run. He's got the space. He's going to come out into a lovely clear bit of track. We're going to have no traffic around him as he goes for, I'm guessing, a quali run. In fact, let's put the telemetry on and see what he is planning. I'm guessing he's going to save as much ERS as possible round this lap. As randomly here, someone hit a barrier somewhere. So keeping an eye on Find the Pass and Frenzy. Frenzy still stuck behind as they go through the hairpin. Coming into the tunnel. Fast getting a bit squirrely coming out of the tunnel. It sounds like Frenzy hit the barrier there. Great shot for once from EA, giving us a nose cam into the chicane. Frenzy not close enough to go for a move. Slonicus now on the push to try and grab that fastest lap on the final lap. Maximum deployment of the ERS up the hill towards the casino. Now drops down towards Mirabeau and then into the hairpin. Has got the Haas just ahead, but I don't think it's close enough to cause any issues. As we come through the bottom of Mirabeau and through Portier, now into the tunnel. Full deploy through the tunnel, then heavy on the brakes into the chicane. And then back on the deployment into Tabac, and now comes to the swimming pool section. Casto has crossed the line to take the win. We'll stay with Cornicus as he will come across to take second place. Wasn't close enough to the Haas to pick up the DRS. Crosses the line. Don't see it saying if he got the fastest lap detail. On that one. That one. He didn't get the fastest lap. Casto keeps the fastest lap point then with a 110.8. Cornicus, his fastest lap, an 11.6. I'm sure he'll be somewhat disappointed with that and finishing 20 seconds down the road from Casto. I know he did take that late stop. Find the Pass holds on to third place. Frenzy in fourth, Camus in fifth. I'll have to wait a moment until the full standings come up. I'll take that. My car damage made that impossible. Your car damage, I can't believe you made it to the end with the amount of damage you picked up early on. Find the Pass. So a British Ferrari driver takes the win at Monaco. Maybe we'll see the same next year in the real F1. We wait to see. So let's get to the standings. Casto taking the win there. Cornicus second place. I thought he'll be disappointed with that, having had such a substantial lead, but connection issues, meaning AI took control and just dropped time hand over fist to Casto. Find the Pass picks up third place and the final podium position with a very damaged McLaren. Frenzy in a very strong fourth place, just behind Find the Pass at the line, with that 3-second penalty dropping him down on the standings time-wise, but not losing any positions. Camus takes fifth. Mrs. Cole picks up sixth. Scarito in seventh. Jake in eighth. Wi-Fi in ninth. Hobo picks up the final point in 10th. Zodak just outside the points in 11th, and Day on his debut finishes in 12th. Which, I mean, to finish Monaco is an achievement. Boyland, Simseku, Steele and Martin all failed to finish. Martin going out very early on as well. Oh, we are loading out. But I will be back the same time next week for, I believe we are at Mexico. Check the attendance. Yes, it is Mexico next week, and we have a sprint as well, so should be interesting. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone who's been in the chat. I'm gonna disappear now and let my voice have a break because it feels like my throat is on fire now. But thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you next week.